Hi, this is Mrs. LaBarbara. Today, I'm going to review algebra and trigonometry. The objective for today is to know rules used for solving equations and order of operations, be able to solve an equation for an unknown quantity, be able to apply trigonometry to solve physics problems. Axioms used for solving equations. Axioms means rules. So when you solve an equation, you can add, subtract, multiply, or divide by equals on both sides. Also, you can do the powers, the same powers and roots on both sides of the equation. You can substitute an equal. Order in performing a series of operations. So in an expression, this is what you're supposed to do first. The parentheses first, then you do exponents. After that, you do multiplication, division. Finally, you can do addition, subtraction. In your calculator, in order to perform this order of operations, you need to use parentheses. Let's do our first example. How do you solve for m1? In order to solve for m1, you need to get rid of r squared. So to get rid of r squared, you need to multiply r squared on both sides. Now you have to isolate m1 by getting rid of big G and m2. Since this is a multiplication, so to get rid of big G and m2, you need to divide both terms. And this is the expression for m1. Fg times r squared divided by big G times m2. Example 2, solve for r. How do we solve for r? Again, because this case r is in the denominator. In order to solve for r, we need to change it into numerator. So to do that, we multiply r squared on both sides. Then we have to divide fe. After that, you will get this expression. As you can see, these two are the same. That means these two terms, fe and r squared, can be switched. R squared and fe can be switched. After that, in order to solve for r, you just do square root on both sides. Example 3, how do we solve for vi? Now we have to isolate vi on the right side. We need to get rid of 2ad. Since this is adding, to get rid of 2ad, you need to subtract 2ad on both sides. So that's what you do. Since you have vi squared, to get vi, you need to do square root on both sides. Applying trigonometry to solve physics problems. So these are important trigonometry equations we use in physics. SOHCAHTOA and Pythagorean theorem. So first, let's take a look at this triangle. What is opposite hypotenuse and adjacent? What does those mean? Opposite is the side that's opposite to this angle. Adjacent is the side that's adjacent to this angle. The other one, this is called a hypotenuse. Both A and B are called legs. So means sine theta equals to opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine theta equals to adjacent over hypotenuse. TOA, tangent theta equals to opposite over adjacent. A Pythagorean theorem says the hypotenuse squared equals the sum of the legs squared. Example 1. A block is positioned as shown. How far is the block displaced horizontally? What is the adjacent side? If we know the opposite, we know hypotenuse. In order to find adjacent, we can use Pythagorean theorem. Question B, what is the measurement of the angle? Now, in order to find angle, we can use either SO, CA, or TOA. I choose to use SO because that's the originally given quantities. So sine theta equals to opposite over hypotenuse, 0.75 over 1.25. To find theta, you have to use inverse sign here on the calculator. Inverse, you have to use second and sine. That's the inverse. Remember, degree is the unit of This degree sign is a unit for angle, so don't forget your unit. The diagram represents a ramp inclined to the horizontal at an angle 30 degrees. If the upper end of the ramp is 37 centimeters above the horizontal, what is x? Take a look at this right triangle. This is 30. We know the opposite. We have to find adjacent. So in this case, TOA is the one best to use to solve this question. Tangent theta equals to opposite over adjacent, 37 over x. Again, to solve for x and tangent theta can be exchanged. So x equals to 64 centimeters. Next question. From the information provided, you are given hypotenuse and opposite. How do you find this angle? So in this case, opposite and hypotenuse, that's sine. Sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. So you solve for theta, you use inverse sine. You should get 34 degrees. Next example, for the given diagram, find opposite and adjacent. If hypotenuse and angle is given to you, opposite is sine. Sine theta equals to opposite over hypotenuse. So to find x, opposite, you multiply 40 and sine 30. X equals to 20 meters. To find y, which is adjacent, and we use cosine, and this is y equals to 35 meters. I hope that helps.